All right, guys. Thank you for coming in here. And hello, everybody. Let's not miss another. Hello, everybody. Talking about the energies of tomorrow. There's going to be some interesting times. Interesting. We are living in a very interesting moments of time, very precious moments. When I say precious, it's they are precious because we are uncovering a lot of lies. We are uncovering a lot of forgotten truths. We are uncovering, go back into the primary beginnings of our psychology, our energies, our understandings, our communications, our internal selves. We are going out there and doing it a lot of inner work. Um, so with that being said, there's going to be, I'm currently looking at, that's going to be at 5 p.m. Time. There's going to be a healing of authority, but that's going to be a very interesting healing of authority. Lately, there's been going on a lot of connecting with Virgo situations. There was a lot of divine energies that are coming in because of the situations between a kind of like Aquarius and the things that goes on at Aries, but also because of things that goes on between a Pisces and Taurus, and all those very close transitions. They are between healing and the next zodiac sign, which is Libra, talking about relationships. But I'm looking at here, there's going to be a very specific yacht, and that yacht is going to be a very close between the moon that it's connecting with Saturn. And that is going to be also between the Sun and Jupiter. This is talking about a divinely growth, healing the divine growth from within you. That's what every one of you feeling this purge. Generally, this is what it is. That is it, this purge in there. So with that being said, I want to recognize the people who came in. Hey, Sonia, thank you for coming in. Lisa, thank you. CJ, hey, thank you for being here. It's been a while, yes. And much love and like to you as well. So I'm going to be going on at the beginning of the day. But pay attention to that 5 o'clock, because that 5 o'clock in the afternoon is going to have some kind of like an impact on yourself. Okay, this is going to be a like you're going to be blocking your own visions. That is it, because you do not see the ego visions from within you, but is going to be giving you the messages that comes in from the universe. And on the other side, that's going to be the moon together with Saturn, pretty much. And we are going to have a Pluto who's going to be evolved within the whole picture. We're talking about transformations through healing of authority for a personal growth with a learning a lessons that it's coming within a karma attached. We're talking about destiny karma lessons, healings in there. And let me tell you, the midheaven is going to be at 25 degrees at 5 p.m. So I have to go back in there and put and reset it for 7 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully, you guys find you on a very good energy, very good mood, guys. I'm just if you feel it, I'm exhausted today. Uh, I didn't even. I walked out in the car to go get a coffee. I didn't have a sip of coffee and so on, and I had 4 calls with less within a minute, one after another, one after another. I was like, okay, today's gonna be one of those, and it was one of those. But glad that you guys connecting to me and so on. I did my best to go ahead and respond the times and the situations I did. So, talking about tomorrow, 7 o'clock in the morning. Midheaven is going to be at 22 degrees of Capricorn. It's going to be squaring again to the Sun and Jupiter. You feel like the growth is not there personally. What about your job? Do you have a conflict within your job? You maybe do. Growth within your job. Maybe somebody suppressing your growth within a job. Someone who thinks that he's the authority within the work. When are they forgetting there is a God upstairs in there and it goes his way? So this can be a lot of intriguing there um, for. Um, CJ, the best thing it is I mean, we can do it over a WhatsApp, or we can do any video situations in there and so on. But the best thing it is, it's why it's the personal chart reading is over through Facebook, is because that way I can share my screen with you. You're basically gonna see your own chart at the moment, and also that's gonna allow you, if you have a screen recording software, you can recording the reading for your own records there. I use the Facebook primary because it's been working great for me for it, and also that is I'm otherwise like it takes so much. If I have to write it to you, I'm not doing any more written reports. I did only once, twice in there, and let me tell you, I ain't doing it because it takes so much time to type that report. Type it. While when I'm talking to you for an hour, hour and a half, you're gonna get more information by me typing it for. So that's how it goes, CJ. If you have, I mean, there is some people who's been getting it, the readings for me here. You can ask them. He's been doing a great job with the Facebook. But you don't need to have a Facebook account. You can only need to have the Facebook Messenger for that purpose. Okay. All right. So with that being said, CJ, I'm gonna go with an 7 o'clock in the morning energy still. The ascendant is at 9 degrees of Taurus. It's gonna be a beautiful energy. A lot of you looking to fix the things in the material world, and this is gonna be going on after the new moon. After the new moon in Taurus, that's gonna be the beginning of the Taurus season. In there, we are going to have 5 elements in Taurus. Basically, that is the time when usually the people going out there and they're working on the yards, they fixing houses, they preparing things for it, setting up the gardens, and so on and so on and so on and so on. Okay, that is a when we do all this work. But currently, that is a gonna be also involved of what did we did and what we need to do on Earth, because the North Node is there. Currently, this new moon is going to be also in an eclipse. That's going to be when you're going to be purging the dark side of yourself and you have a new beginning. For those who are following, those who are doing the right thing, this is going to be the chances for a brand new life. But you have to delete the old. And are you going to have the courage? This is why right now within the energies, if you're feeling it, you have to learn to take the authority of yourself, not an authority of somebody else, not the authority of someone who is needed or have a needs in someone. There is a lot of people moving. If you're not moving, you'll find out that some lot of people are moving. If you're not moving, probably you're in the spot that you need to be for. So uh, that's how it goes. CJ, not a problem. Just explain, because you're not the only one, actually. You know, CJ, so quite a few people don't want it to use the Facebook. A lot of the people don't want it to use the situations inside for. But that's how I operate right now. Okay. But yes, the universe will make it if it's meant to be so. Okay. Not a problem, CJ. Whenever you're ready. Okay. Whenever you're ready. All right. So, talking about the energies of operating with two different laptops, it's kind of like a little bit of nuts up here, but I'm just like going on back and forth, back and forth. Uh, and I see what that is. The screen is too big. There you go. Now that's better. All right. So talking about the 8 o'clock energies, following within this, Midheaven is going to go passing through Pluto. Is going to be entering Aquarius. That is going to be connecting with rebellion within love. It's going to be a beautiful energy there with Venus that is in Gemini. Ascendant begins to the 1 minute in the Gemini, the friendshipness. You're going to be learning the friendshipness, but you're not going to be friendship with Saturn. Who likes the teacher? Nobody likes the teacher. When the teacher says you need to do a homework, boy, what about if the universe comes in and tells you, hey, here's the lessons for you. You need to do your homework. How about them apples? You're not gonna like it. So a lot of you is gonna be feeling this energy, and midheaven there is it that Aquarius is gonna be squaring the North Node, and is gonna be squaring also the Sun and Jupiter. That is the laziness when you know you have to do your homework, but you're not doing it. And some of you is gonna feel this pressure of doing it. But guess what? You're looking for the friendshipness. This is like the part of the some of your friends to do your work. They're not gonna do the work for you. It's your homework. And even if they do the homework for you, you bring it to the teacher. Teacher knows like, I see the homework and somebody else. Did you copy it? Teacher knows. You know how amazing the teacher knows things. So be careful with this energies, but overall the energy is going to be focused within Venus, the friendshipness within the love to build it within. But there is a lot of intense energies there about to point out issues, situations. They're connecting mostly with Saturn and Pluto, talking about this authority. This is going to be in the main menu. Okay, this is going to be on the main menu. So, talking about later on at 9 o'clock, midheaven, it's going to be together with the moon. The moon, we're currently at 24 degrees of Aquarius. There's going to be this good, bad, good, and so on energies in there. And the moon right now is squaring Uranus. There is a like, I'm not listening to the universe, I'm listening to my own guts. Sometimes that's good. But overall energy is going to be good with that because of ascendant that is at Gemini. You're building the friendshipness there. But the moon, it is very beautiful sextiles with Chiron, with Jupiter and the sun. And this is a like, you know what? Hold your horses. I'm bringing the informations to you. Don't take charge of anything right now. Just stay put. And that's what a lot of the people have to look at it inside of it, that maybe it could be a very hard whatever you are in life, wherever in the situations is are, but the things are coming in together. Okay, because the moon and the sun, they're coming in together within Taurus. All right, and that's what goes on. I can tell you what is wrong, and I can tell you how we can make it good. It's coming, but you have to hold on where you are. If you are at work, have a hard time issues, just hold your horses in there. Okay, it's about like 2 weeks, pretty much situations. Okay, just hold your horses in there. What do I mean 2 weeks? Not even in 2 weeks. We're talking about 1 week in a day in there. Okay, so it's for like a week and something. The energy is going to be changed tremendously, guys. You're going to be like, yo, wow. Yeah, they're going to be wow. We're going to have a very good Taurus season in there. It's not going to reflect a lot of the things, except if you're Leo Aquarius situations with Pluto. But unless you're Leo Scorpio situations, you're not going to be that much affected with. But talking about the moon is going to be focused on that work, and be careful with the energies of the universe. Don't stand against the universe, because the universe is going to stand against you. That is a demand lessons of that informations. You're learning this right now. And some of you have to learn the lessons of the things that you need to do as far as going on with growth, with healing, with maturing from within you. And also all that is a connecting with that mid-heaven work of to kind of like a separate what you're listening from within yourself, the intuition or the false ego looking like at intuitions. You see, the intuition is tell you things on its own. It just pops out. It's like an aha moment. While the other intuitions, that is like, what if I can do this? What if I can do that? Well, that's your ego there. Okay. So, talking about it, 10 o'clock midheaven, it's going at 7 degrees of Pisces, beautiful trines with Mars. You're going to feel like things are rolling, the ball going, the day is beautiful, great things happen. Question, how is your love life? It's a break times in there, because midheaven and Saturn are together and they're squaring Venus. Some of you are going to feel like you're missing the love to push you, kind of like but looking at on that energy, the love is about to learn lessons of life and going into transformations. That is it, the biggest transformations right now, because Venus it is at trine with Pluto. To remind you that a while back, almost like 8, 9 months ago, we had similar situations with Mars. The only thing what is that when Mars was there uh, for it, he was actually in divine aspects with Saturn, learning the lessons there, learning how to act. And now some of you is going to be learning how to act in these positions. The ascendant is at 1 degrees of Cancer. That's going to be the focus within the family. You're finally getting things that you need to do and what you need to do in order your family affairs to work fine. To remind you, this is a 10 o'clock energy there. In about the late afternoon, probably around 4 o'clock, where you living work, you are actually going to have to deal with this energies about family. You're going to be doing things about the family, maybe a family gathering, maybe finally to have this family meeting. It's like, you know what, this and this is BS. I can't take this. I have to go. I have to move. I can't stay here. Some of you is going to be like this. Just be careful, because Mars, it is squaring with the ascendant, it's a squaring with Neptune. Careful what you're seeing from your ego. Hey, Matthew. Thank you to have you here, man. I appreciate it. I know we have talk to do, but let me know when you are ready, okay? I've been very busy for it today. And lately I've been so busy, but that's what I came. I came to do the work, not to, enjoy myself. Anyway, we continue with this that energy later on at 11 o'clock. Midheaven is going to be with Neptune, but there's going to be no major aspects like lack of visions. Yeah, guess why you don't have a visions? You don't have a visions when you get and you perform work, because you're focused on what you're doing, not what you're supposed to do. So this is going to be a very interesting time there at 11 o'clock, because the ascendant is together with Mars. Okay, that is about the actions that you currently perform. Mars is in the very good conditions with the Mercury and with Uranus right now. He's listening the communications. He's listening the voice from the universe. He's ready adapting into these changes. He performing in there. Okay, and that performance it's coming in because he learned a lot, and he continues to learn. Mars trining Saturn. There you go. If your Mars was squaring Saturn, oh, that's going to be a big issue. That's going to be the stubbornness of the child that doesn't want to learn the alphabet. It's like, no, I don't need to study alphabet. No, and throwing the books and so on. So this is kind of like interesting for it. Yes, Matthew, divine time. We know how this thing's going, but I'm glad to see you here. So talking about later on at noon, midheaven is going to be together pretty much with Chiron. There's going to be some square towards Mars. Talking about this Mars energy, some of you maybe not going to like that you have to perform different way because you always been performed certain way, but right now you are kind of like a forced to perform the new way, looking at the new situations, looking at the new stuff, and that adjustments can create some aggravations from within you. The other side, though, you might find out stuff that you learned it wrong, and you thought that what you learned was right, and now you're finding it was actually wrong. Specifically, when this is coming for family affairs, and that is it because midheaven it is an areas that is a personality, that is a the persons. But when every person is responsible for themselves within the family, then the family has a family. It is a family. And then the relationships, which is the opposite side of Aries, is Libra. 10, that is how maintains balance within the family. Who maintains the balance in the family? The sun and the moon. And they are right now in a very beautiful sextiles together. So there's gonna be some situations because the ascendant at 26 degrees of Cancer, actually, it is squaring the Sun and Jupiter, and Pluto is squaring the Sun and Jupiter. Lack of transformations, but the lack of transformation is going to leading to look where into the intuition. Ascendant is in divine energies with the Moon. This is usually a message when it comes in the work inside of you, that it comes in this aha moment. This is the moment when you see, I saw the problem, but I saw the solutions within the problem. uh, CJ, yes, MC is a midheaven. Exactly, that's what this is. MC is the crossing point between the ninth and the 10th house. The 10th house, it is the profession, but also the things that you need to do. Very important house there, very important. It stands between the divine part of yourself, the friendshipness with God, your relationship with God, which is the ninth house in there, and then the work after that it needs to be done. So later on at 1 o'clock, the midheaven, you guys know it is with the sun. For uh, very powerful moments, but at the same time, there's going to be a lack of transformations. People who are lacking to transform and perform, people who's not listening their intuitions from within, there's going to be some issues. And the issues is going to be a one thing: stubbornness and desire not to fix itself. Somebody else has to fix the situations. And it's going to be a little bit intense energy. Why? Midheaven, it is together with the Sun and Jupiter. It is basically talking about authority in there. But the ascendant at 8 degrees, it is opposing Pluto, and at the same time is squaring Mercury and Uranus there. So talking about all this energies is like you see it, like I have to deal with this, I have to do with this, I have to go with this, but I don't want to do any of this because it's hard. Well, that is only a person who has not fixed their hard work for the past whatever years. And this is why it's hard, because that work has been piled and piled and piled that up. The inner part of work of you to take a really trustful, rightful authority within yourself to grow. And that's what it is. And Pluto is coming into Aquarius and squaring the moon. The sun is like, hey, Aries, you need to grow. You have to go to Taurus. You have to learn material world. You can't be just sitting here to be on 1 year old and everyone is goes around you. I know you like it. We all liked it when we were 1 year old, but no, you have to grow. And the growth is uncomfortable business when it comes in inside. So that's going to be challenges to some of you, but for some of you, that's going to be like, okay, let me put my intuition go to work. Let me put these situations that are going on within. And in the next hour, which is at 2 o'clock, midheaven, it goes past through the North Node and goes together with Mercury. Mercury is a beautiful sextile with Mars. You're getting the messages, the situations in there. And Mars is in a beautiful trine with Saturn, learning the lesson. All right, you learn the lessons that you have to grow. Once you learn the lessons that you have to grow, you fall in love with what you grow because now you can do more things. Now you can do more than you used to do before. That is the happy uh, 2 year old when he learns to walk. And now he's so happy that he can go and grab stuff and run. Have you seen a 2 year old? Probably you did. You know what I'm talking about. Those are the 2 years olds that you tell them don't touch this, and they're like, look at you. They take the thing that you tell them not to touch, and they're just running. So you can chase them. They want to play this game in front of a chaser. There. All right. But ascendant is at 20 degrees of Leo. That is the opposing the moon, the intuition in there. So it's not going to listen to intuitions. And I think it is that the ascendant at 20 degrees is going to be squaring midheaven, Mercury, Uranus, situations all over the place. I mean, that is a one of the child doesn't want to learn the stubbornness, and it's like, what are you going to do? Authority. Ascendant is a beautiful trine with Jupiter and the Sun. This is when the father sit down and have a talk with its son and teaching him and the wisdom what it takes to be a man. This is when the daughter sit down with its mother as an authority figure and learns what it takes to grow to be a princess. Learning time. And how that comes in? That it's coming in because of Saturn, it is getting to these energies with Mars, and Mars is sextile with it have the work, the work that you need to do. As you see it, everything is getting correlated. So talking about at 3 o'clock midheaven, it's going to be at 27 degrees of Taurus. Ascendant is already at the second degree of Libra of Virgo. I'm sorry. And there is a divine energies with Pluto, divine healing. I mean, you have to learn that things are the way they are. And talking about this, the ascendant that is in Virgo, it is squaring Venus and it's opposing Saturn and the moon. You're talking about lack of uh, intuitions, going against the teacher, and so on. Why? Because even if you learn it from the teacher, but you don't like what you learn, you're gonna hate the teacher. You're not gonna like the teacher. But who's gonna teach you the best? Who's gonna learn from it in the best? Your karma. If you don't listen to the teacher, karma's coming. And that's what the karma lessons are gonna be for some of you because the ascendant, it is in a very beautiful energies with the sun in Jupiter and the North Node. That is it, the power of the North Node is dumping on you the things that you need for good, for bad, but also she is the only one that helps you to guiding. The North Node is also guide. That is the head of the dragon in the astrology. This is where you're heading. This is where you're going. This is where you're moving. This is why a lot of the people right now are working towards finishing the material things. Because later on, when the North Node moves into areas, this is going to be a personality growth work within me. There's going to be a lot of maturity in there. A lot of maturity is coming. So talking about later on at 4 o'clock, Saturn is at 13 degrees in Virgo. There's still going to be these oppositions with Saturn. You don't like the teacher. Midheaven is at 11 degrees of Gemini. The Gemini doesn't like the teacher either. Neither the Venus likes the teacher. Who likes the teacher? Nobody likes the teacher. Nobody loves Saturn. If you pay attention on the clip, the Saturn is right there. But the teacher, he's the karmic ruler. You didn't learn the lesson, you don't pass the test, you not get through that stage, you won't go forward. Sorry, you may don't like Saturn, you may don't like teachers, you may not like in things. About the life, can you escape life? No, you can't. And life is going to be teaching you really hard if you don't get into this. But currently, the energy is the ascendant is going to give you some visions. What kind of actions you need to take? That is the sextile with Mars, and also how to get the balance with the communications with the universe. And you need to know that there's going to be some a lot of downloads coming. You're going to get them because anytime Mercury approaching Uranus, all the sudden changes, those sudden changes that are coming from sudden informations that has been provided to you from the universe. Those kind of like antennas on the side of what Uranus looks like is getting the signals from the universe and brings down to the earth. Okay? You guys know what I'm talking about. It's not an alien language, but that goes on. So here is the 5 o'clock. And the 5 o'clock, it's coming to you. Midheaven, it's 25 degrees. At Mars, it is a trinic Saturn. Midheaven is pretty much begin to trinic Saturn and the Moon are coming in very close to each other already. They're in the 5 degree separation. And there's going to be these transitions of being a rebel and going into the mysticism, going into the waters, going to the emotions. Some of you may gonna feel emotional. Some of you may gonna feel like crying, like lost, like no exit out. No, actually, there is an exit. You let go of everything that caused you pain. You're talking about purge. This is gonna be a purge on a squares. So for some of you, this is going to be a rough energy and specifically purge about love. What do you thought about love within? Because all this is going to be squaring Venus, and a lot of the people are not going to feel the right love. They're not going to focus on the right love. The right love first is built inside of you. Don't look at it for an outside source. So the ascendant is at 25 degrees in Virgo. That is going to be the moment that you see what it's coming towards you. That is the divine energies that are coming in from the sun and Jupiter, and that union with the moon and Saturn. So, what's cooking in there? You have the intuitions, the karma, the karmic ruler, Saturn, the biggest teacher, giving you secrets of how to heal. And on the other side, you get in a support from Jupiter, the growth, the Zeus, together with the sun, the authority inside of it. And they're all looking at you. And they're all helping you, working for you to heal. Because the ascendant is at 25 degrees of Virgo. And the sun is at 25 degrees of Aries. Self-authority. Don't forget who is also there close by Jupiter. It's Chiron, the wounded healer. That is the wounded empath inside who always help, but he gets hurt. Who's gonna heal that guy? You? Yes, you. Because it's you. You know how to heal your own wounds, and you helping others to heal. This is gonna be a major download to some of you. This is gonna be a very powerful energy to some of you. So really pay attention from within all this energy. As I stated earlier, the ascendant is going to be opposing Neptune. You're going to be zipping the visions that you're gaining because only one visions is going to be the divine visions. That's going to be the point out. This is a yacht energy that we are talking about. So powerful. You're going to have also support of the union of Mercury and Uranus, and you also have support from Pluto, who is trining the ascendant. As you see it, everything comes into a one point. That is at 25 degrees of Virgo. Okay. So after all this energy that comes in into you, after all this divine energies, you're gonna get a little break. But how the break is gonna be? You're gonna be acting on that energy. Be careful how you're acting on this energy because midheaven is together with Mars. Midheaven is at 9 degrees. Mars is at 10 degrees 52 minutes in Cancer. That is a beautiful trine with the moon in Saturn. We're talking about intuitions and lesson learned. It is going to be working together. But despite of all this, for it, the moon and Saturn, they are squaring Venus, and the moon and Saturn are opposing Lilith. That is a currently at 2 degrees of Virgo. Okay, you're gonna be have to purging this kind of like wrong learned informations in there, and that's gonna be happen how Lilith is trining the Sun and Jupiter and the Sun are sextiling the Moon and Pluto instead of oppositions. You take your own authority for your own responsibility, for your own accountability to remove the toxicity that was of the wrong things. You, you're the healer inside of you. And that's going to be a huge lesson that's coming. Ascendant though at 7 degrees is beautiful. Ascendant, sending that love into Venus is like, you know what, Venus, I know you've been hurt, I know you've been in pain, I know you've been in situations in there. Venus is in trine with Pluto, and the ascendant is a trine with Pluto. There is a air trine. You're going to feel the love in the air because the love, it's going to be helping you at this moment to create the proper transitions and let go things out of your life that you don't need service anymore with grace, with love. All right, so 7 o'clock it's coming. The ascendant is at 9 degrees. It is opposing the Sun and Jupiter. Midheaven, it's at 23 degrees. Cardinal changes, cardinal oppositions, cardinal squares, T squares. So many oppositions. What are you opposing? You're opposing changes of life. You're opposing new energies. You're opposing your own self growth, your own self relationship. There's only one exit in there, divine. The sudden changes, you're looking into the divine. This is going to be the time when you're going into that road that does have no exit and it can go back. The only way you have to look is up. So this is going to be a kind of like an intense energies about it. That it's been intense in the past few days. But right now, these energies are calling it for this. They've been calling it for it. The question is giving you some chance over and over and over you to do it so you can become a standard within you, not just creating things and there is a roadblocks. But while you learn it, not to create roadblocks, but you actually to go and overcoming the roadblocks inside of you. and the situations about those roadblocks, you're going to have great relationships within your own self. That's why the ascendant is in divine energies with Uranus. Sudden changes. You do the changes, they do the changes within you. That's how it works. So 8 o'clock it's coming. Midheaven is at Leo at 7 degrees there. We talk about this Leo energies when the ascendant was there, and right now ascendant is at Scorpio. So yeah, reminders. Shadow work, going back into the shadow after all this. Yeah, you saw the problem and where the problems are. The problems are in the hidden situations, in the shadow. Problems that you don't talk about it, problems that you don't look for it, problems that you don't want to discussing on it. Why? Because it's missing the truth. There is no better judgment than Scorpios. The Scorpio knows how people lie, but also they are one of the biggest liars, just because they know how to cover lies. So looking at that energy, for some of you, that's going to be a lot of learning lessons inside of it. That's going to be connecting with the trine with Saturn. Okay, that trine with Saturn is actually in the moon. Is going to be sextiling with the North Node. You're learning through karma, right? If you did good, you get in a good stuff. You're not dealing with this heavy energies. But if you are not doing good, guess what happens? The universe tells you, hey, you're still in your ego. You're still not mature. And the maturity says, like, okay, well, that's what I got. I am what I am. And Pluto says, like, well, you can do better, but you're lazy. And you're like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? I'm lazy. Yeah, go look inside of yourself. And now you see in yourself and you see that you never took the authority to personally grow. That's what the translations is of the astrology aspects. And astrology aspects is that Uranus, it is squaring midheaven, which is your inner work, and Leo. Leo, it's the fifth house, the kids, they don't grow. And then that growth, it's coming in of oppositions with Pluto. Pluto is the transformation, says like, yeah, you're not transformed. But Pluto is squaring the ascendant, that is at Scorpio, showing you that the hidden side of the problems. And the ascendant, it is the oppositions with the Sun and Jupiter. You didn't took the authority, and you get the messages. Did you blame somebody else? How about blame yourself from within? Hard lesson, though. Hard lessons. But they're for good reasons. But if you went through these lessons, there's beautiful energies there. You're learning the lessons. You have a very good, the midheaven is sextile with Venus, and Venus is a trine with Pluto. You don't have to deal with this. The love conquers all, right? So, talking about like, come on, there you go. Talking about 10 o'clock. Midheaven, it goes into Virgo at the 8 degrees. It's going to be directly oppositions with Saturn. The ascendant is at 25 degrees of Scorpio, but there is a double divine energies with Jupiter and the Sun. Finally, taking the growth here to fix the shadow situations. The ascendant is sextile with Pluto, and Pluto is in divine energies with pretty much with the midheaven. You're getting the answers in there. It all depends within the divine, your relationship, your personal relationship with the divine. But not only the divine that it's out there, is with the divine within you, deeply inside from within you. And talking about the end of the day, midheaven goes at 24 degrees of Virgo. There is a beautiful divine energies there with the Sun and Jupiter. You're healing that authority from within you. Help from your Uranus and the Mercury. The divine messages are coming to you, and help from Pluto to transform and heal the things in your life. And if you do that, you're going to be putting your head on a pillow and you're going to be happy, and you are going to be in balance within yourself. If you have not done that, though, oh, well, ascendant is at 7 degrees of Sag. That is going to be opposing Venus, and Venus is in T square with Saturn, so is the ascendant. Some of you is going to be not happy with the love life the way it is. Some of you maybe going to feel the energy of a past love or whatever love that you thought you know and so on. And you go there and you send the nastiest messages. Usually that's what Sagittarius, sometimes when they are angry of the person they love. Oh boy, you don't want to hear those. Those are, I mean, come on. We are talking about this is the house of all the artwork. And when the artwork is angry, that could be a very unpleasant. This could be a text messages. This could be a proof, quotes, provocations, provocative messages, um, point fingers messages, and so on. So be careful with this energy, guys. Nobody needs this. Nobody. And doing it, there's going to be a lot of growth within this because Venus is a trine with Pluto, and Pluto is a trine with the midheaven. That is it, the healing energies that are going to be enforced at 11 o'clock. So now, if you have so many questions, I can take a few. All right, guys? Andres, thank you for coming in. And CJ, on my youth didn't like teachers. Now at 60, okay, I'll hear what your point. Yeah, once you don't like teachers, you never like teachers. Usually that's how it goes. I didn't like certain teachers. I didn't like certain teachings. We all been there. We all been there. We all learning lessons. It's all good. It's all good in the neighborhood, right? So, yeah, it doesn't matter how old it is, as long as you learn the lesson. That's all there is, CJ. So, yeah, I was talking about today in the main channel, talking about these changes, and they're coming. Actually, more revelations with that came in of the video today, talking about the 6 type of love when you unify them. But actually, today I spoke with someone and talked about that. This actually, it is like I would call it alma mater in there of healing everything that we know about love. This is like a very big download of the energies we're talking about. Okay, when you have not understand the proper love that it was, you learned on the other side, and that's what everything goes wrong, and that's what you need to heal, and so on. So there's going to be some very interesting messages that are going to be coming into that for, but kind of like I'm getting very cool about it. I'm very excited about it because this is actually, it is like the key for it. The Venus retrograde coming this summer is a big deal, big time. Yes. Oh, yes. Venus retrograde. This is going to be huge. Yeah. Matthew, you're right. There's going to be some. This Mercury season, this the whole retrograde season for it. Oh, he's going to be beautiful. Okay. It's going to be a beautiful. Every time Venus that is in retrograde, for that is the time that it is a lot of self-awareness, a lot of self-wisdom, a lot of revaluation about love. And this is the time when you have, if you have a Venus retrograde, you're born that way. But for all of us, that is going to come in and it's going to be correlated within the situations. The next 2 years and just one big shift after another. I have to agree with you. But after the two years, whoever shifted, it's gonna go. You know that, Matthew. Guys, if you don't know, Matthew is a fellow astrologer, and so I'm very happy to see him here. We're discussing astrology with him. But yeah, after the second year, that is after the final movement of Pluto in Aquarius, is not going to come back. You actually have a three chances. Okay, it's going to be like a three chances to go in, go back, go in, go back, and then after that there will be no go back. Leftovers, inner work that it needs to be done, and situations is not going to be there. We're talking about Pluto moving from Aquarius towards Capricorn, and then from Capricorn towards Aquarius. There's going to be some jumps, but the retrograde season is going to push Pluto back and forth, and then it's not going to come back. But while Pluto is in Aquarius, this is going to be the push, the wave, the rush, the hush, the new ways, the new energies. And when we have a retrograde that is specifically on Aquarius, we're actually going to reevaluate our growth within the new energies. So when Pluto goes retrograde, we are going to have a huge revaluations. A lot of you is going to be like, man, this has been intense and so on, but man, now it's beautiful. I fixed this area of my life. This made me so good. Did that make me so good? Did led me for changing a new approach. I built my new life. And right, Matthew? We know how that goes. This is why I used to do a weekly, and I used to do a monthly and yearly astrology report. But lately was yeah, lately I only do the daily. The reason is that people still doing a lot of expectations and they don't do the inner work. But within this report, I believe that people helps in that. Training day is over. These are all tests coming up. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There is always something you to train for. Okay. There is always something. I mean, we're talking about the big teachers. That is a Saturn, that is Pluto, the transformations, that's Uranus. Okay, that is a Neptune, Jupiter. They're all your teachers. Those are the wisest big energies there are. The rest on a personal planet, they actually, your personality is going on with them. But when we're talking about the non-personality planets in there, oof, you're talking about, yes, coaches. They're all coaching you something. It's beautiful. Astrology is beauty as long as it's treated right. Right, Matthew? I'm so happy that you're here and have that energy here. All right, guys. If there is no more questions or anything, I would like to say thank you. Thank you for being here. I know there's been new subscribers. I want to say thank you guys for subscribing into the channel. You guys know that I don't ask you to click like and subscribe. That is your own personal thing. It's your own personal choice in there. But I want to say thank you for the supporting of this. And let's come back tomorrow. And we are going to be looking at what's going to be the next day. All right, guys, let's share the love and the light. Hopefully, you guys have a great, good night. I'm just ready and I'm dying for my pillow. Okay, guys. But I feel good. I feel good. The good day work that has been done. All right, guys. Hopefully, that is the same thing from within you. Be love, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Here are some gifts for you guys. Love y'all. Be love.